Thank you very much, Councillor. This morning, parents across the city got up before the sun came up and they went frantically onto WhatsApp groups that they've created to see whether or not it's safe to drop their kids off at school. This is how the Jewish community has had to come together to protect themselves. It's been more than a year. It's been more than a year of arson and assault and violent protests and hate. And it is absolutely unacceptable and unconscionable that after a year, we're sitting here in this room right now having this conversation. What we lack is moral leadership from some of our elected leaders, from some of our elected leaders and from some of our institutional leaders. Whether it's been Jewish-owned businesses, whether it's been community centers, whether it's been schools. It's unbelievable that I'm sitting here in front of you right now. My name is Michael Wescott. I'm the CEO of an organization called Allies for a Strong Canada. We created Allies for a Strong Canada because we believe that Canadians see what is happening and want to stand in solidarity with the Jewish community and push back against this disgusting wave of anti-Semitism. I've been incredibly heartened by the support that we have received from right across the country, and nowhere has that support been more pronounced than here in the city of Toronto. But there's what I see in my day job, and then there is the response I see on TV and in newspapers. And while I am more pleased than ever to see people who aren't Jewish speaking out about this vile wave of anti-Semitism that we've seen in the city, I've been disappointed that we haven't seen more action. So my job today is to invite every single one of you, and more than invite, implore you to please think concretely about action that can be taken. I don't know why it was possible that Ottawa and Vaughan and Brampton could figure out a way to say it's not okay to have a violent protest in front of a school or a place of worship, and that's something that we struggle with here. But there's one more council meeting left this year, and I would very much like to see something happen, and I know a lot of other people would. I would say that if you're listening to me right now and you're not Jewish and you've asked yourself the question, I see what's going on, I think it's despicable. I saw what happened in Montreal and I desperately don't want to see that happen here in Toronto, but I don't know what to do. Reach out to any one of the organizations that you see here today. Just put it in Google, you'll find us, we're there, and we can help. But your voice is absolutely critical. If everybody in this room right now picked up the phone and called the mayor's office and said, you know, I heard today about the horrible things that have been happening in the city of Toronto, and I expect you to lead. I expect you to lead with more than just words. I expect to see action. I think we would see things start to happen very, very quickly. Our elected leaders need to hear those messages. I am incredibly heartened by the councillors who have made time today to come and speak about these important issues. I hope that we start to see some of the same for some of your colleagues as well. But I am hopeful for a day where those parents don't have to wake up every morning and ask themselves those horrible questions. You know, it seems like almost every week now I meet a new person who's making active plans to get their family out of Canada. Can you believe that? Can you believe that in 2024 there are people who are saying, I feel so unsafe with my children in this city, in this country, that I am looking at moving to the United States, or I'm looking at moving to Panama, or I'm looking at moving to Argentina. There are people whose families came to this country looking for a better life. My family came to this country looking for a better life, and they're so scared that this is the solution. Each of us has a role to play in this. Each of us as Canadians has a role to play in this fight. And I urge you, if you hear what I'm saying and you think that things need to change and things need to be different, pick up the phone. Your voice has power, and it is only by coming together and speaking with one voice and saying, we demand action, that we are ever going to see things start to change. I think that's it for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Michael.